Vous parlez de l'homosexualité, certains propos peuvent être choquants ou jugés rejetants envers les homosexuels pour les auditeurs. J'aimerais approfondir avec vous cela car il existe des homosexuels qui défendent les enfants. En particulier, je connais des homosexuelles femmes qui s'investissent beaucoup pour protéger les enfants. Chez mes patients, il y a beaucoup d'histoires d'abus sexuels infantiles chez des homosexuels. Par ailleurs, tous les homosexuels ne s'identifient pas à la LGBT et j'aimerais que vous puissiez approfondir avec nous ce que vous avez dit sur la promotion de l'homosexualité par le nazisme, sachant que dans le même temps, les nazis persécutaient les homosexuels. Il y a un paradoxe, comme toujours dans le système paranoïaque totalitaire, qu'il faut rendre visible aux gens pour qu'ils comprennent les manipulations dans lesquelles ils sont pris. Merci pour vos éclaircissements.
The issue of GLBTQRSTUVWXYZ. The homosexual movement is led today by a lobby, strong, demanding, impeccable lobby, impeccable really. There's a big difference between the lobby itself and individuals, yeah, who are lesbian or gay, homosexual, whatever. Now, it is based on my research, yeah, early sexual abuse is common within the homosexual movement. That's one of the reasons I got involved, was because my research was leading me to what is wrong. I was doing the research on Playboy, it's heterosexual pornography, and yet I was getting backlash from the lobby, the homosexual lobby, gay, lesbian, bisexual, and so on. So I started to do more research on that. And yes, indeed, where the lesbian movement is different today than it was 50 years ago. Just like everything else, you're talking about change has taken place. The lesbian movement now incorporates behaviors as a movement, as a lobby, that was never part of originally the lesbian groups or lesbians, in the 1950s, 1960s. So there's been major change that's taken place. Not only change within the group as to the cause, but change as to the cause itself coming out of the educational system, where there's tremendous encouragement for girls to try out sex with each other, much more than for boys, but recently it's boys as well. Girls will try to be attractive to boys because the guys like to think that the two girls are making out with each other. So girls do that kind of thing. Sometimes they get caught up in it. Sometimes they don't and they get out of it, but they get out of it much more easily than boys get out of it. So this doesn't change the reality or the healthier lifestyle for people as a male and a female. It doesn't change that reality. I look forward to strong lesbian, groups coming out against the seduction of the children. We don't have that in the United States. I haven't seen that in the United States. If you have that in other countries, let us know, because we need to know. We have the marches by the gay, lesbian, bisexual, and so on. We have the marches for abortion. We have the marches for everything that's bad, but we do not see the other side, the lesbians or homosexual guys, coming down hard on abuse of kids. So I look forward to seeing that. As far as the Nazi situation, that is the idea that the Nazis persecuted homosexuals per se is not true. They did persecute femme homosexuals. They didn't like that because it's superheroes, super males, macho guys. You had to really look like you were macho. So they never approved of guys who appeared to be femme. And when you look at the data on the number of homosexuals who were actually imprisoned, put into concentration camps, compared to the number of homosexuals in existence, and by the way, it didn't apply to lesbians. There's nothing about lesbians at the time. The number of homosexuals who were identifiably in their records, yeah, the number is minuscule. So, and I mean, I've interviewed victims of the Holocaust who have been there. There's stuff that's been written about the abuse of boys in the prisons, in the concentration camps. So they have really attempted to lay claim for victim status based on the Holocaust, which does not belong to them. Absolutely does not belong to them. Homosexuals were allowed to join the Reich, at the end when they were hard up for guys. Yeah, they could leave if they would join the Reich. There are other things. What happened to all of the homosexuals who were in existence at the time? And read Mein Kampf. Read Mein Kampf. There is absolutely nothing in Mein Kampf. The word homosexual does not appear. The word inversion does not appear. Jews are there. I've forgotten. I did an analysis of it. Jews as parasites. Jews as hundreds and hundreds of references in Mein Kampf, and hundreds of references to blacks, to Polish, Poles, and so on. Not one reference to homosexual. Well, because the major book that was written on Hitler as a homosexual by I forgot his name, but he was a German anthropologist, a sociologist. Still documented Hitler's involvement in homosexuality himself. So he favored, he favored those like him and others who were involved in other activities of a like nature. And what's his name? Hirschfeld, Magnus Hirschfeld, who was running the first clinic, if you will, for perversion of any kind in Germany, was a homosexual, was a bisexual, was a cross-dresser, and so on. And he had, the information. I've written about it. Hitler's chauffeur was a Jewish guy who was homosexual, and he lived through the whole Holocaust. No, there's a lot of misunderstanding about Nazism and homosexuality, and purposeful misunderstanding. I certainly do know that the attempt to stand on the graves of people, really, and to take the credit today in modern homosexuality, taking the credit, standing on the graves of the dead, in the Holocaust, I have found it to be unconscionable and not justified.